I found myself in a position where I could have made a different decision. But I've had some time to reflect on that. And I also understand by, the fact that all of you are here, that I have a platform, you have a platform, we share that platform. And so what I'd like to say to everyone watching and listening, even if you've had one drink, don't get behind the wheel of a car. There's so many alternatives. Call a friend, take an Uber. There's many travel apps. Still, take a taxi. This is a mistake that I made, but I'm hoping that whoever's watching and listening right now can learn from this mistake. I know that I certainly have. And like I said, even one drink, don't get behind the wheel of a car. I also said this in the courtroom before, but I grew up in a small town. So I can appreciate and understand the strain or unique nature that this must have been on the people of Sag Harbor. But I just want to say to everyone who's been involved, from everyone in the courtroom to everyone outside, including the police department, that I'm very grateful, and I thank them. And I guess in closing, I'd like to say we can all be more safe out there. And I'm going to do my part. I hope that everyone else does their part. And thank you very much.
Justin, have you voted in nonprofit? Are you happy it's over? Happy with this outcome? Love you. What charity will you be working with?
And we've just been hearing there from Justin Timberlake after he pleaded guilty to driving while ability impaired in Sag Harbor, New York. It's a lesser charge than the original charge of driving while intoxicated. And while his attorney now says he wasn't drunk, Justin says even having one drink before getting behind the wheel was a mistake, and one he hopes others learn from. I want to bring in ABC News senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky for more on that. Aaron, we just heard Timberlake's attorney say once again that Justin wasn't drunk that night that he was arrested. You heard Justin himself make reference to one drink. So what are the details of this plea deal? What exactly is he saying he was guilty of?
He is guilty of driving while ability impaired. His attorney said he was not driving drunk. He had one martini in the span of 2 hours at the American Hotel back in June before he got into his gray BMW and drove off. Police stopped him for failing to stop at a stop sign and swerving into the oncoming lane of traffic, and said they found him with alcohol emanating from his breath and he was unsteady on his feet. But his attorney insisted there that he was not drunk behind the wheel. But even if it was just one drink, you heard Timberlake say, don't get behind the wheel of a car. He said he's learned from that mistake. He hopes others listening to him there just now would learn from that mistake. Pleading guilty to this traffic infraction resolves the case with a fine, with community service, and he agreed to appear in a public service announcement about drunken driving. Not sure if that statement was part of it, but he has agreed to be something of an ambassador for that message.
It does seem he's trying to make this his message in a way, and he was saying, he's been in the public eye for so long, holds himself to a high standard, and that this did not meet the standard he holds for himself. So how difficult do you think the decision is? This is a pretty straightforward plea for a first-time offender who's normally charged with DWI, but most first-time offenders charged with DWI are not Justin Timberlake.
And I think resolving the case in the way he has avoids having any additional court appearances, avoids having a stain on his permanent record, depending on the outcome. You also heard the attorney and Justin Timberlake talk about Sag Harbor. It's a very small village. It is Hampton's hotspot. It's a rather exclusive type place. People talk, people know each other, things are said. Better perhaps to just resolve this the way he did, get out with a fine and this public service announcement. And the judge tacked on something that wasn't initially part of the plea agreement, and that's community service. Sometime 25 to about 40 hours of community service. We'll see how Timberlake is prepared to complete that task in the future.
He's in the middle of a world tour right now, promoting his new album. Could this have any impact on that?
Doesn't seem like it will, right? He's been able to continue the tour even while under this cloud, and now he's free from it. And he's speaking out against drunk driving, as you heard. And when he's been on stage, he's addressed it, saying sometimes he's hard to love, but his fans have loved him. Not sure he's going to lose any fans over this, but he's hoping that he can use his voice and his platform, as you heard him say, to amplify the warnings about drinking and driving.
All right, ABC News senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky. Thanks, Aaron. And thank you for watching. I'm Diane Macedo. The news never stops, and neither do we. We'll be right back.
Lemonade Renter's Insurance covers your home putting green, dual suspension aluminum frame mountain bike, robot vacuum, and the laptop you impulse buy stuff with at 3 in the morning.
Floor clean. Floor clean.
Protect a lot for not a lot of money. Get Lemonade Renter's Insurance and save even more when you bundle with pet insurance at lemonade.com.
Floor clean. Floor clean. Floor clean.
Whenever, wherever news breaks, it's so important to always remember that lives are changed. Here in London, in Buffalo, Uvalde, Texas, Edinburgh, Scotland. Reporting from Rolling Fork, Mississippi. Ukrainian refugees here in Warsaw. We're heading to a small community outside of Mexico City. Getting you behind the stories as they happen. ABC News Live Prime. We'll take you there.
Stream ABC News Live weeknights wherever you stream your news. Only on ABC News Live.
This ship is heaven. We're tending to our passengers' dreams. But make no mistake about it. It's your job to keep everyone alive. It's a huge responsibility. I'm in.
Joan, what are your must-haves in a man?
I'm very picky about a man being a gentleman, somebody who's generous, and also somebody who's humble.
Whoever that guy is, we want you to be happy.